So much for theater. If I knew how to edit, and if I had something to put my camera onto besides my skis, it would have been a great entrance. I would have come swooshing through here at 50 miles an hour and did a backflip and a slide turn. You would have been there. Inadotis obliquus. No, that is not my Latin name. I also had to use my left glove in the making of a tripod. That is not my Latin name, Inadotis obliquus, nor is it a spell that I'm casting on you. It's actually the Latin name for a fungus among us that you probably know of as chaga. Chaga also has another name, which I think is really cool, but a lot of people don't know about it, and no, I didn't make it up. Skatagan. If I had another kid, I think I'd call him Skatagan. It could go male, female, you know, because we are in this gender-neutral world. I say bitingly. Anyway, I am deputizing you in the Chaga police. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, too many YouTube videos, where somebody apparently has heard or seen another YouTube video, and now they're expounding the virtues of Chaga, or as I say, Skatagan. The problem is, unlike a lot of other medicinals, a lot of other important forms of plant life, this has to be gathered during a certain part of the year, or else it's all hype. It's all preparation and no age. If it's gathered in the warmer months, when the tree is alive and vital and the things are flowing through it, all the goodness has been washed out. This stuff, Skatagan or Chaga, if you buy this, if you have been lured into partaking of its goodness, and it's a great kind of fungus. It's a good tea. You can make a fireboard to start fires with. You can carry your fires, because once you get an ember on this, it'll just burn all day. It's a nice incense. I'll allow you the pleasure of researching Chaga on your own. The purpose of this is to impress upon you the importance of ethical gathering, and also if you are gathering this from birch trees or aspen trees in some locales, it's not host specific to birch trees, Betula paperifera, or possibly the yellow birch or river birches or other birches. Not going to commit to that. The point being, it has to be gathered after the tree is fully dormant, and that usually takes a couple hard freezes, and an ethical gatherer who's not just trying to sell this for money, but actually trying to procure chaga, skatagan, and pass it along to good people, such as yourselves. If it's gathered during the summer months, it'll make a nice tea, it'll make a fireboard, it'll make an incense, but you're not getting the anti-cancerous and the total antioxidants and all the other goodness in here. It has to be gathered in the winter. So if you're going to the farmer market and the mushroom person is sitting there and it's July and August, and they've got chaga, skatagan sitting there, you ask them, when was that gathered? And if they say, well, it's fresh, it was just gathered last week, instruct them that they had just ruined that and don't buy it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it unless you're just going to use it for incense. And in that case, it should be sold at a lot less. I am actually at the scene of a crime. Look at this big chunk. Look at this big chunk of skatagan. Chaga. This is useless as far as a medicinal. It is useless. I'm not too sure if it was indeed, let me knock these ski poles out of the way. The two people, I believe it was either late July or early August, 80-degree day, and these two folks who made it a point to talk quite a bit to me to explain how they love nature and they understand things, they were wearing winter coats on an 80-degree day. I can't stop them. I can't say, you guys are acting really weird. What's up? You know, that's not my function. But later that day, they left shortly afterwards, a visitor said, "We just found a big lump of chaga," because they knew what it was, sitting on the side of the trail behind a nature center. This one that had been growing right here on this birch tree for the past 15 years. And I didn't gather it, I left it there because, you know, I do medicinal plant walks, and this is a good example of it. They had plucked this off, carried it up, and I believe were planning on shoplifting, and that's why they were wearing their down jackets, their down winter coats, but saw me as I am. I'm everywhere. I'm savoir-faire. And chickened out because they knew that I had the laser beam eyes that could see through their schemes, and they dumped it and ran away. So here I am with this big chunk of chaga. The information I want to pass along to you as deputies, you know, go around YouTube. Google chaga. Or do a search for chaga. And if you see people like, I'm a nature nut, I know everything about medicinals, please worship me and subscribe to my channel. This is how you gather chaga, and it's a warm day, they're in their shorts and t-shirts, and they cut a big chunk off. You as the deputies can say, hey, you know, do a little research, because you don't need to be nasty. You're telling people that it's okay to gather this stuff for medicinal purposes during the warmer months. It shouldn't be gathered then, it needs to be gathered after a couple hard freezes. I've made enough enemies in YouTube, you know, being a various form of coppage. One is being a chaga cop. What I have here is a live birch tree. This is actually yellow birch. They say that 1 in 1,000 birch trees will form this. And it's kind of a form of heart rot in some respects. This tree is on its way out, but it's been alive with this stuff for many, many years. It's doomed, as we all are, but it's not necessarily only found on dead trees. Now, you may say that, like, if you found this on a dead birch tree, that birch tree is beyond dormant, it's not moving, so the stuff is probably good. It may or may not, depends on when that birch tree died. You know, so your best bet is, if you're going to gather this, do it ethically. Look at this. This one was taken off, the other one is still allowed to grow. We're just not going to roam willy-nilly and just rip up all the chaga off the trees that we find. In one respect, this is a sporophyte, spreads spores, and if there's another wounded tree, these spores will fly as long as it's on the tree and possibly inhabit another birch tree. It propagates it, so it's not good to remove everything. And with that, again, use my Jedi mind tricks. You saw me skiing in here, you're like, oh, that was like Herman Mueller. This guy should be in the Olympics. He's fast, he's powerful. And that's the message I want to leave with you. Total BS. Thank you for watching. Got stuff to do, people to meet. I'm going to go skid my way down to the lake shore and have a little bit of fun going along the coastline and get back up to the house and get to work. Multifaceted. Writing. Hello, the readership of Primitive Archer. I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag for the next column. Hello, boat people. Hello, ski people. Hello, odd people that just like to watch my jaunty ramblings. Hope this day finds you in good spirits and good health. And believe me, I know it's hard to believe this was not scripted or planned in any way.